We're live.
Well, Rob, you can join in too because this has been like a huge project for the whole team. Um, I'm getting to the EZRGB website right now to bring it up. Um, so before we begin tonight, welcome everybody. It is the beginning of December. Hope all your shows are up and running. I hope everybody's doing what they plan, what they accomplish, what they plan to do for the most part. And sure, there's some things that you haven't got done, but you can still work those in. Um, This is the first webinar for December of 2023. It's also the last month of the year. So if you haven't got your PPD Club sequence already, go log into your PPD account, download it now, pick one out. But we have something kind of special for you tonight. First, we have one announcement that we want to share with you guys. And let's see if I can find the right screen to share. That'd be this one here. Pixel Pro Displays and the Greater Connellsville Toy Drive are kind of joining forces, and we are doing a fundraiser for their toy drive. So if you go to the pixelprodisplay.com website and you purchase Christmas Can King by Straight No Chaser, it's $30 on sale. All proceeds go to the Greater Connellsville Toy Drive. We hit $1,000 in a couple days. We're going for $2,000 this year. So guys, if you would please consider donating $30, get a great sequence. This is the Pro layout version. If you have the original, the upgrade to Pro is $30. If you're going to upgrade to get the latest, then by all means now's the time to upgrade because it's $30 and it goes to a good cause. So this is pretty exciting for us. Last year was exciting to do something nice for the community. This year we want to kind of do a little better job with it. So there is that. And what I want to do now is clean up some of the screens that I got all over the place because I'm not doing that. There we go. If you were around on what day was it? We went on the 2nd. So 3 days ago, we did a live video talking about something called the EZSequence and the xLights Around the World project. So Robert and I have been working with the folks over at EZRGB, and we've done kind of some demo work and some programming work with the team to kind of make mapping sequences a little bit easier, actually a whole lot easier. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to take you through the process that you would go through, things that you might consider doing whenever you are getting kind of set up to use this. Now, we're inviting absolutely everybody that's out there. So if you're watching this is our PPD webinar. I'm going to show you how you can get 2 free songs from Pixel Pro Displays through the EZRGB website here, using the xLights Around the World link at the top of the page under the EZSequence model that we've got that we've worked with them to create. So the first thing that I'm going to do, we're actually going to use Russell McFarland's house for today's demo. But what I do want to share with you is, and I'm quickly going to my demo here, my my house preview, which isn't exactly completed, but it's good for now. The reason that we're going to my preview is I wanted to share that sometimes we go into 3D. If your house is in 3D. Now, please forgive me. I've still got a lot of stuff from the old layout in here, but I've got pretty much what I want to run this year in this year's show. If I can get to it all, then I will. But if you have a 3D layout, which this is a 3D layout, and if I hit reset, what xLights will do if you have a 3D layout, what EZSequence will do is if you have a 3D layout, and you're on the right click and reset screen, this is the preview that it's going to take in. So if you want to get the best preview and you have a 3D layout, what you want to do is you want to kind of zoom in and set this to the preview that you feel is going to give you the best look, where you can see all your props and get, you know, as good a definition as possible. You might, if you have a really large display and it's spread out and some of it's really far back and deep in, or you know, some of it's close, you'll see some of the details up front. But just be advised that you do want to set a preview, and what you want to, how you want to do that is, you want, once you get it set where you like, you want to right click and you want to set current viewpoint as a default. Now, once you do that, then what happens is, if we kind of manipulate it some other way and we hit right click and we go to reset, it goes back to reset. But if we go to restore default preview, that's what it's going to pick up on whenever it does the render. So why is this important? It makes it so that whenever you're rendering, whenever you see the preview video that you're going to get, you're not going to see this where it's zoomed out far away and kind of skewed. You're going to have more of a personalized view. So that's the first thing that you do have to contend with, only if you're running 3D. Now, if you're running 2D like Russell McFarland is, then you have no worries. Whatever your 2D layout preview is, and his is set pretty good, whatever your 2D layout here is what it's going to come in as. So for example, this would be my 2D layout. If I wanted to set it a little nicer, maybe I'd zoom out a little bit to get a little bit more into it. Let's say there. And then I'd have to set, you'd have to set your current point of view here as well. So even in 2D, sometimes if you've got a really big layout, you might have to do that. So with that caveat out of the way, the first thing that we'll do is you're going to go.
One thing, because I've been getting a lot of emails about this as well, so is Clyde. The props that you see on this page before you go to EZSequence, the props that you see on this page, they are other vendors' props. We are not cutting Coro. That we're getting this question a lot. We're not cutting Coro. These are Jackie's props. These are Boscoya's props. We have another Coro vendor coming online, hopefully 2 more. What these are, and the reason they are so expensive, is these are props pre-populated already with pixels in them. So there's no pixel pushing with these at all. So if you buy any of these props on here, they come to you with the pixels already pre-installed, tested, and ready to go. That's all I want to say, Clyde.
Okay, good point. So the step number 1, obviously, is you're going to come to EZRGB.com. You do have to log in. So we'll go and do that. I've already got a login account, and I'm not going to walk through the process of registering, but it is important that you have a login that is a valid login. Don't just use any login to log in with. You do need to register with a valid email address, and that's because the way the website works, to my understanding, because I'm not the website expert, you have to verify your email address. So whenever you get an email address, or whenever you get an email, you have to turn around and respond to that email in order to activate your account. So, and then you just go through the little reCAPTCHA thing here and hit your login after you've been verified your account. And once you're logged in, you're logged in. So hopefully the next step should be rather easy. So you can click on the EZSequence page. I think we fixed this. There's a link here. This tells about what EZSequence is and what EZRGB is doing. It's kind of the little story behind it. But the basics of what EZSequence does is it takes a sequence and it takes your layout and it erases all of your groups, and it disregards any of your submodels. And what EZSequence will do is it will build new groups, it will build new submodels, and it will program whatever song it is that you've selected to your layout using your RGB effects file and your RGB network file. And between those two things, it will spit back to you an FSEQ file. Couldn't spit it out there. And that FSEQ file can be loaded into xSchedule. You can apply the correct MP3 to it and add it into your show for xSchedule or FPP. Again, this is like the initial welcome to the world type thing. So we are doing our best with understanding where this works really good and where it could be improved. So this is one of the reasons why we've chosen to do the xLights around the world songs, because we sequence these, we put them through the PPD website. onto the EZRGB EZSequence system. And for you guys, it's a free sequence for you. And all you have to do is just go in and add your RGB effects file and your network file. Once you've added those, then all you do is you sit back and let the magic happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down. Let's see. Where are we at here? Wait a second. Oh, wait. Hey, where's my magic people in the background? They need to reset my account.
That's all right. You kind of already showed them, right?
I did, but I didn't show them how to upload.
Oh, gotcha.
So hopefully we can get the little elves in the background.
Messenger. You get that, buddy?
Yeah, hang on just a second here.
So while Clyde's getting his account reset, just to explain a little bit about how the magical elves work. So when you do submit your layout and you do submit your sequence or your your network file, what happens is we go through, well, EZSequence goes through, it builds your groups, it builds submodels for you, it maps the sequence for you. There are still some bugs. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be perfect for everybody, and for most, we hope it is. But it should get some of your singing faces, things like that. And again, we're still working through all the magic behind it. It can only get better from here, more or less. There are some frequently asked questions underneath the submit form. So take a look at that. It tells you about how to set your viewpoint, like Clyde was talking about. It tells you how to set your primary singer. So your lyric tracks, whoever the primary singer is, it'll make sure it's on the right prop. So let's say, for example, you have a singing Grinch and 3 light bulbs. It'll make sure if you put the Grinch as the primary singer, it'll put it on the taller Grinch, and then the 3 smaller light bulbs, it will make his backup singers. If there's props that you want to ignore, I think this is an option on there. I hope I'm not over speaking and giving away future upgrades. But if there's props that you want to ignore, you can do, I think it's like an eye skip or something like that. Again, it's in the frequently asked questions, I'm pretty sure. But we really hope that we can see some of the videos. We'd like to see the final project. I know right now we have somebody asking about how to add media to FPP with this. This is honestly, once you get the files back, you go to your content manager in FPP, you drag your audio files over, it'll upload those, you drag the sequence file over that EZRGB gives you, and then you go to your playlist and you just select the two, make sure the two match, and you should be able to watch it play on the next go around.
Okay, I think I got her going there. Okay, so back to the step number 1. After you've gotten registered, everything's set up to be registered, and you have logged into your account, you can click on the EZSequence and you can read about it. You can click on the xLights Around the World project. Well, not the project, but in itself, the way that we are working through how you're going to try to use this. So tonight, what you can consider doing is coming down here. You have 2 fill-in sections here. One is choose an RGB effects .xml file. I'm going to go in here and we're going to use Russell's layout. Now, and while this is rendering, I'm going to open this up so you can actually see Russell's layout. Let's see, clients, let's go under residential. We got McFarland somewhere. There it is. Okay. And we have an RGB effects file. And you'll see there's a checkbox there that means that, hey, everything's good. This is what we're expecting. And then if you go over here, you look for your RGB xLights, excuse me, xLights network file. Go ahead, click choose. Next, we'll go to the network and we'll select the network. It should repeat the same location. And now we'll click the get my sequences button. And this is going to take some time to render. Think about this for a second. There are two sequences that are going to be rendering in on the web server, and it is going to take time. Now, obviously, the larger your show, the more stuff you have in your show, it will take a while to render. If you have a smaller layout, a more basic layout, then it won't take as long to render. But generally, you can expect it around 2 minutes because it is doing it over the web. You can expect it to be that short. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 4 minutes. Sometimes it does get hung up. It doesn't like the FSEQ file, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to do the project. Is that if you guys submit to us your layouts and stuff, we can work through some of the bugs that we're finding. Rob, what are some of the little things that we've been able to account for so far, as far as the things that people have found? Do you know?
No, I know some of the singing faces were corrected. I know there was the bugs were non layout related as for the most part, and that's why the little elf was stuck on the screen for so long. We had an issue with our server connecting to the correct FSEQ file. After you guys were rendering and gals were rendering so many, it saw it as an attack because an FSEQ file was something that wasn't recognized, I guess, and it kind of blocked everybody's. So that kind of was a firewall issue that we had to work through. But I think at this point we should be. I'm not going to say at all means are we perfect at all. This is still a product that will be enhanced over and over and over again. I know somebody asked a question about that. Some of the models were completely skipped. How do we re-render? Unfortunately, if you re-render, it's going to do the same exact thing again. There's nothing changed to grab those models yet. So the re-render, I think at this point might just be a waste. We might open it back up for some to re-render because I know some people didn't know certain things when they rendered, like the exclude and how to make a primary thing. So we might open it back up so you guys can. The register email is weird. I can't explain that one whatsoever. Some people register and it happens instant. I register and the thing takes 8 hours. I don't.
Yeah, Rob didn't have good luck with his register.
We reached out to the hosting service and stuff like that, and they said that there's no blocks at all. But for whatever reason, that's something I guess we just have to figure out later. I might have got yours was instantly. Yeah, well, it sounds like Steve got yours. Check your junk mail. That's always a good piece of advice. It doesn't matter at all about wiring, Tom. It takes nothing into wiring in consideration. We don't delete anybody's models and fix anything like that. The only thing it does is it'll look at your face definitions and it should grab them and use them. So we've had unique situations where the face definitions don't work, and we go in and look, and the faces are named something very weird and stuff like that. But we're working through that as well. I know with the one singing bulb has like really creepy eyes on it, and for whatever reason, it's like the defaulted one, and you have to manually click like the other one. So like, I know that was something that they were working through. Oh, snow. So yes, the elf snow globe does show as white, and the reason being it's funny. There's a singing face on the globe, and for whatever reason, the AI structure sees that snow globe as a singing face, and it is something that's already been checked off the bug list. So on a new render, that one should be working. I tried for a second time this afternoon. I've been rendering for about 3 hours now and still isn't done. So yours probably has something weird with it then. So yours is probably another bug that we have to work through, Andy. Mine went into spam. sorry, we're not as popular as Google, and unfortunately, our emails are going to go into the spam. We got registered right away. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Some people are instant. Some people are like me, 8 hours later.
Yeah.
And it's weird. If I use my Pixel Pro email, it's instant. If I use my personal email, it takes 8 hours. So I can't explain it.
That's
can you save the results in the models and submodels? Can you save the resulting models and submodels as an option? No, you cannot. Not Charles. It's cool that the site will email you even when it's done, so you don't have to wait around. Yeah, that's kind of like the utility company. Like, hey, it's going to be 7 hours. Well, hopefully it doesn't take 7 hours, but you know how it is. We're really busy, so we'll call you later. Mine went through instantly Saturday night, both sequence and show floor started registering. I didn't see any videos of your display with that, Sherry. So very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Well, she did post them in the PPU.
Well, she posted a video of the registered one, or the computer screen. I want to see it on her actual house.
Oh yeah, put it on her house. Yeah, put it on the house.
Again, Steven, the EFL snow globe is solid white because there's a singing face. That was something that the developers worked on, and we should be good on that. Matrix and the EFL. Well, I jumped too far. Okay, we're going to keep going. You guys are blowing up the chat right now, and I'm sure everybody out in Facebook land and non-existing YouTube land would love to hear what Clyde has to say. And then if you guys have any questions, jump in the Zoom room. You can go to Pixel Pro Displays and then under Learning and then Zoom, and you can come in here just as well, and we'll answer any questions that you honestly have. I just don't want to bore the masses out there in non-YouTube land and Facebook.
So just somebody did ask a good question there. So for the Steve said, for the folks who didn't see a previous video or webinar, can you explain what this actually is and what it's doing? I'm completely clueless. Well, don't feel bad. What we've done is we worked with the folks at EZRGB to create EZSequence, that is, where you can take your layout and apply a sequence to it. The layout does not need any groups. It doesn't need a master view. It doesn't need submodels. In fact, EZSequence deletes all your groups. It deletes your submodels. It doesn't need them because the team here at PPD for 2.5 years worked hard for a very good reason to create what we call certified models. And what we've done is we've opened up the certified model, which are available on the PPD website. We've opened up the certified models and utilized the data that is attached to them in order to create a intelligent AI type of mapping that creates submodels based on the models that you have in your layout. Okay, so if you have a bunch of high definition props, if you have some really cool snowflakes, if you have some basic things, what EZSequence will do is it will look at and that's why it takes a long time. It scans through all of the models in your entire display. That's one of the reasons why Russell has a lot of HD props here. And it's going through all of these props and it's creating groups, it's creating submodels, and it's building effects onto them, and it's mapping the effects from our sequence into his layout. So that's why it takes some time, because you've got a significant number of props that are available, and the more props you have, the higher definition the props you have, the longer it's going to take to render. So that's basically what EZSequence is. It's an automatic mapper where your hands are off of it, where you don't have to hit the render button. You don't do anything other than upload your RGB effects file and you upload your network file. And as soon as this might be done, let's see. I don't remember how long. Again, this is proofs in the pudding. The bigger the layout, the more complicated or the more complex the layout is. Let's say you have some P5 or P10 panels, or you have some virtual matrices that are like 200 by 400. That's going to take some time for the stuff to render through. So that's kind of where we are with that. So that's definitely a good question. Why I asked the same question, Steven Stern. Why does the female elf have a beard? Well, she doesn't. She probably has a mask on. It was during COVID, right? Yeah, and she's been busy sequencing, one finger typing. This is, hey, don't give her a hard time. Let's see. There has been a lot of good feedback. Some of the things I vaguely remember that there were some instances that it wasn't working with certain versions of, I don't know. It wasn't able to upload to FPP or something. I'm not sure if that was an issue. Oh, look, it just refreshed. Okay. I think we're getting closer. We're probably about, let's see, where's the timer at? Probably about 7 or 8 minutes in. So in any event, the nice thing about this, again, is that it is completely hands-off. You can render up your sequence. You can, just like they said earlier, you'll get an email stating whenever it is complete, so you don't have to sit here like Rob was saying earlier. One of the things, you get on the phone and you're waiting for the utility company to answer the phone call about your bill, and your wait time is 2 hours, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, press 1 if you'd like a phone call back. You won't lose your place in line. That's exactly the kind of setup that we've worked with to get set up onto the EZRGB site here, so that the EZSequence can send it out. Let's see, where's my email at? And I had to register a new account. I used my PPD email, and that didn't take very long at all either. So right now, let's see. David said, is this a one and done for all of my sequences? This is, as of right now, because we're in the development phase. Everybody, the 2 songs that we have available are the xLights Around the World songs. And we're excited to see them whenever you guys get them and they work and they download, and you can put them in your show, and you can point the MP3 that goes with the xLights sequence, or with the actual sequence. Then you can play it on your show and run it and get a video recorded for us and show us how it worked out on your house. Every house is unique, so it's going to render differently for different people. So as far as of right now, this is Larry asked what's the cost. As of right now, we're doing this and we're developing it. So these 2 songs are free. We'll see what happens as we go forward and we do improvements and get things rolling with it. So Tim, he says, do you think it will get to a point where you can use any sequence or map it over to your layout? And what we don't know what it can do, because it has to be created. And this is how development happens. It happens slowly over time. And it's been a very long and slow journey to get this going. So there definitely is a lot of work that's been put into it, but far more has to be put into it to get it to where we want it to be.
So the truth be told, this would be a lot quicker, but we appreciate everybody's interest in it. You're crushing this server. I'm looking at all these requests coming in.
Oh, everybody's trying it now?
Everybody's trying it right now. Yeah. I have your one video. I can see it on the server. Your other one's still rendering. Would you like me to share the one video for you?
No, that's okay. Well, it won't be much longer for the other one. So it sounds like everybody's out there giving this a try. So yes, definitely web traffic does affect it. We have 8 servers or 10 servers? It's insane. We have a lot. Oh, look, I got the email. Look here. See, look at that. It says your sequences are ready from EZRGB. So I'll double click there and we'll bring the email down. And it's, oh, look, there it is. See, like I said, it wouldn't take too long. So yeah, not bad. So basically it took probably 10 minutes, 12 minutes, probably because a lot of you guys are trying this out. So with that being said, hopefully we won't get crushed with YouTube and or Facebook. I'm going to turn I guess I need to share with sound, huh? Yeah, I didn't do that.
I would probably say turn the audio. I would only let it play for like 4 seconds, then kill the audio.
Yep.
And the only reason we're doing that, we're not trying to do put the wool over anybody's eyes. Facebook will scan it and say this is copyrighted material, and it'll kill the whole live stream. So he's gonna play it for like 4 seconds and kill the audio.
Your hallways filled with holly. The fireside stays burning brighter than it did.
So yeah, you can see we got a main singer here. We've got some singing light bulbs. And again, it's taking that preview.
I would kill the audio, Clyde.
It will so as you can see, it pulled in everything to map.
We even got the big gummy bear on the top.
Yeah, the gummy bear singing. And see, this is so if it's in our library, then it definitely has a model that it can utilize to apply the effects to. There are a couple things that aren't showing, and this is why we need help. If you have a very special prop, like these two special props here, there's this one on the right hand side here. I'll bring his layout over. You can see here and here, those aren't showing up because they're not a standard prop. And that's going to take some time to build a library with absolutely every model out there. And we started doing this. We started doing the certified models when 2021 January. Actually, 2020 is when we started it. December of 2020, we started doing the certified models. So we've built up a significant number of models, but in order to do this, we need a lot more. So getting your feedback, getting your hearing of your experiences, your results, you can see, I mean, it created submodels on some of these, the HD arches down here that are just absolutely incredible. So that is one of them. We'll go ahead and we'll show off the other one. And this is different than when the last time we did this. So, let's see. We can play the music. And you can see him singing there. That's our main singer. I don't think there's many background singers in this one. But you can see all of the effects are working. All the matrix panels are doing the matrix thing. Yeah, looking pretty snazzy. Again, it's missing 2 or 3 of the things that are characters in one of the other characters up there because there's no background vocal for them. But they are lighting them up. Whenever they put them in the whole house group or the all display group there. So it is working. But again, you're welcome to, there you go. There's the background singers. They're all back here in the house. And again, the matrix are doing the matrix thing. You've got house verticals. You've got the roof outlines. You have your mini trees and your mini tree stars doing stuff. The candy canes are working. This amazing snowflake thing, the snowflake tree really looks pretty cool. So that's what it is. Now, what you're going to do once you receive the verification that you have the videos are there, you can download the sequence. If you don't have the MP3, this is the MP3, a link to the MP3, because we can't distribute MP3s. But in any event, you can go and purchase the song and download the sequence. You should get an FSEQ file. And again, if you're not aware of this, FSEQ files are rather large. They're the largest file that xLights creates because it's like you baked a cake. So now it's really big because it just blew up because it has all the data in it to make it transfer from xLights into your controller configuration and your network. So you can download this, you can add this into xSchedule, upload it to FPP, add it into your schedule or add it into xSchedule and point the MP3 to it so that it knows when to play it. Once you do that, it just add it into your routine and or your schedule and let it rip. So yeah, pretty where to go? Popped up over here. All the way over there. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Downloads. Whoops. There we go. Right there is your FSEQ file. Right there, 76,000 kilobytes, and that's a pretty big file. So let's see. Go back and we'll, Rob, we want to handle some of the questions there. I don't know where we left off. Let's see. So Joe asked, can you open up the sequence in xLights and continue editing? At this time, no, you're not able to do that. The FSEQ file is what you would use to run the show off of your home network. So you wouldn't need to. The goal is to get it to the point where it's so intuitive that it just sequences everything for you, and that you don't have to go back in and make any changes. Gerald said his just finished. Good deal. Steven says, so this takes a sequence PPD has created and maps it into my display. If I purchase one of the PPD sequences, I can click this and get an FSEQ out. What about custom things like tune-tos? So that's a challenge right now that we're trying to handle, because not everybody names their tune-to signs the exact same. No, not everyone does things, and this is all because xLights is so customizable. Everybody's display, nobody has exactly the same things. You might have some of the same things, but I guarantee you there's no two layouts out there that have the same pixel bulb counts on your roof outlines or your window outlines from one house to another. There's everything is unbelievably customizable. You might have 6 candy canes, but Joe down the street has 7 candy canes. You might have 10 mini trees, and somebody else might have 6 mini trees. Somebody might have 20 singing faces and 2 tune-to signs, and somebody else might have 20 tune-to signs and 2 singing faces. So it's really hard to guess or manage that, and that's one of the reasons why that's why we work so hard to build a very large repository of these models, so that it can help make a much more intelligent choice to help in that. So there is the chance that down the road that we could address the tune-to sign situation. So that's something that's probably that's going to be down the road and in the works. Steven said he got his, thank you, but question later on the need for not needing to have the video pic shader files on local machines for the FSEQ to work. No, Steven, when you play a sequence in Xschedule or in FPP, you're uploading to the show player. You're not uploading your layout. You're not uploading anything more than the network configuration. You don't need a network file in FPP. You just need the configuration in FPP, and then you need your FSEQ and your music. So the xLights works very similar. It does need the network file, and it does need an FSEQ file, and it does need the MP3. Those 3 things combined are exactly what you need to run the show. So there's no need to have videos, shaders, images. That none of that needs to be cataloged. All of that is automatically cataloged in the FSEQ, and that's apparent because the size of the FSEQ, there's so much baked into it. It tells all the pixels what color to be, when to be, and when to change them. Larry said, I did it yesterday and it worked great. Email came within 20 minutes and the sequence looked good. I didn't have, and he didn't have his display centered. So pre-staging your show, your house preview in the layout tab is definitely a good key. That's why I started with that tonight. Steven said he didn't get any singing bulbs in his for some reason. Yes, well, there many times it is working and sometimes it's not, and I know that in the background we're trying to kind of open that up and see what it is that's causing that. So How do you upload the audio through Tools FPP Connect? Yeah, that would be how you do it. I'm not an FPP user, so Rob could answer the how do you upload the audio, Charles. But I know that if we had xSchedule open,
you just go to Content Manager on FPP. So it's probably way easier than what xScheduler is. So you just go to, if I click the right thing. I'll kick Clyde off because I have the authority. Fine. So you just go right here to Content Setup, and then you go to File Manager. And then right here where it says drag and drop, you don't have to be on the audio tab or the sequence tab. Just right here where it says drag and drop, just literally drag your audio in and drop it. Or you can go here and you can select your files if you like to do it the old-fashioned way. But just drag and drop and then go to your playlist and then just go here and select the 2 songs. That's all you have to do.
So I am I'm switching over xSchedule. Now nothing's going to come up here, just so you know. But I can show you how to do this if you were running a show already. So here it is, number 4. There we go. So here's xScheduler. What you would do is you would have, let's say this is your show playlist. You could come into your playlist, you could edit, and I have a simple playlist here. I can add an FSEQ. Now I know that's in my download folder. Now I'm not telling you to, ideally you would put this in your show folder, but I know that it's right here. I'm just going to grab this FSEQ file, and that's the FSEQ file. It's ridiculously long. It's probably a good idea to rename it to something simple. And then you select it and you come over here, override the audio, and then you navigate to the MP3. And this is Kid on Christmas, music, pentatonics, Kid on Christmas, Megan Trainor. There it is. And I click open there. And now you have an audio connected to your xSchedule, and you've added it into your xSchedule. When you click OK, then your xSchedule now has been updated. You can see it right there, and it will play as normal in your schedule. So that's how you would add it to xSchedule. And Rob just walked you through how to do it in FPP.
So not to take the show again, but I'm going to take it over one more time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a comment about the tune-to. So I know everybody does their tune-tos and they want to put it in their show and they like to overcomplicate their life and they like to go into the sequence on every sequence and go tune-to 123.3. Listen, easiest thing. Here's my show. This is my show player, FPP show. Here's my show. Here's my tune-to. They're both out there running right now. I don't know why to overcomplicate life. Is the only reason I'm saying is you do it this way and you have a standalone thing that I never have to touch. I never have to put into a sequence, nothing. The second way to do it is you can make it a script where it runs from a remote mode because you call upon that side of it and you say, hey, when this sequence plays, I want it to play this over here as well, and it's your tune-to. You can add it into each sequence. That's fine. But really the easiest way is to do this. And the nice thing about doing it this way and not an xScheduler or not an FPP in your main show player is if you look on here and if you go to my schedules, now my show starts at 5:30. Okay. If you look at my schedules in here, my tune-to sign starts at 4:30. And that's because it comes on and it says, hey, thank you for coming. This is a show put on by the Van Ordestells. Show will start at 5:30. You know, any donations go here. So it gives them all kinds of information before the show even starts. And then when it hits 5:30, then it goes to the actual tune-to. And then at the end of the show, it has another script that runs at the end of the show. And it says, hey, thanks for coming. Show starts tomorrow at 5:30. So it's like an information board almost that runs through all this information for everybody. So that's kind of the only reason I think I'm saying it. Like I understand that we would love this thing to be, and who knows, down the road it might do everything in the world for you. But right now, I can tell you on the whiteboard at EZRGB, tune-to is probably very close to the tune bottom. Like because it's just not something that it's already solved out there by doing it a different way.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and
There's
honestly,
that's exactly right.
with EZRGB doing pre-push choro and stuff like that, we might have ready to run tune signs here pretty soon as well, where you just buy them, you type in your number on the back, like you're saying. There'll actually be push buttons on the back, and then the tune just works. Not trying to give away everything, just saying. And Joe is saying, I'm not going after you whatsoever, buddy. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm just saying, I think there's super easy ways to do it than to add your sequence to every song. Even when people ask me, like whenever I help people with sequencing and that, and they say about the tune I always advise not to put it in your sequence.
Yeah.
And the only reason I do that is because some nights my radio station becomes very staticky because for whatever reason, on Sundays, I can tell you they broadcast a church on my radio stations. And when 8 o'clock mass happens, bam, my whole show goes static. So on Sundays, I actually run a different radio station on my show, and my tune allows me to switch it that easily with different schedules just because of that. But now on other days of the week, the one that I use on Sunday is used by a local college that overfloods that radio station, but they don't do it on a Sunday for whatever reason. So it's kind of that's why I like that. I'm not trying to be a dead horse with this.
So just like Rob's saying, if you're using X schedule, I solved the problem because I was like that too years ago. It was easier while I'm sequencing, so I might as well just make a preset and save it in my sequence and copy and paste it across the sequence. And I used to do that for all my songs, all of them. And then I learned how to use X schedule and create a background sequence, and to take that background sequence and use my tune sign for it. And I have used this ever since 2020. I started using the background sequence, and it works. It just works. If I need to change what tune sign, what my tune sign says, I can do that in one sequence, and it updates in all my sequences as my entire show plays. So, and the background sequence only plays when your main show plays. So in my world, that won't matter. It's a non-issue for me. It's just 100%. So, and if you want to learn how to do that, next schedule. Now, Rob probably could produce a video on how to do it for FPP, but we did an entire X schedule webinar last year in January, where we talked about all of these basic things, such as adding static sequences in and doing static before and after your show. So if you want to learn more about the specifics of it, we did go through this last year, and you can look up on the website the X schedule webinar part 3, add a background sequence for your tune signs. So there's a ton of things that we've gone through. We try to go overboard to produce the information over the past 3 years to really kind of take that thought or that issue off the table, so it's not an issue anymore. And that's always been our goal. Our goal has always been to make it easier and to do simpler things, and not so much do like there's cutting edge things you can try to do, but those are going to drive you to drink. We wanted to nail down the basics, because when you nail down the basics, then you have far less issues. And then you can stretch out and do a little bit more of the crazy stuff, like Rob likes to do crazy stuff. So he stretches out and he learns a little more, and it frustrates him. But then whenever he figures it out, figures it out. But he's not doing everything that's really, outrageous. Everything has to be, worked on at all points. So that's why it's important to keep your show simple in some aspects, and then take it to the next level in other little aspects, because a little bit at a time, it really makes a difference. So,
but just to wrap this up, I know we've been going online now for almost 45 minutes or so. Again, please log in to EZRGB.com. That's EZ Edward Zebra RGB. Robert, help me out here.
Red, green, blue.
Red, green, blue. There we go.
E's and Edward, Z is and Zebra.
Just try it out and let us know. There's a feedback form. Please let us know. If you fill out the feedback form, there is a special gift for you for taking your personal time and doing it. So please take advantage of it. Use it. Tell us if you like it. Tell us if you love it. And honestly, please share some videos too. It's cool to see the videos of the previews, but honestly, I already have those, but you can share those as much as you want as well. But I'd love to see them on your house. I honestly would love to see some videos of them on your house.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, is
that on the server right now too. So
the other thing is too, is that the more that we hear feedback and the more that we see it being utilized as a tool, the more excited we're going to get about adding to it and improving it and bringing it down the line so that it becomes as good as it can get. And there, to my knowledge, there isn't anything out there like this right now that is capable of doing what we're able to do with this. So, I mean, like I said, it's been 3 years now. I mean, December of 2020, we started collecting and fixing. Well, we've been fixing models for years, or updating models for years, or making them work better for years, but to put them together in one place and to utilize them in the long term, where it was beneficial not just to PPD club members, but to anybody who had any issues with mapping. I mean, hands up if you're in the group right now that you absolutely know whenever it comes time to sequence your songs and you know you're going to map songs, how many of you would like to skip that process altogether? Because you know that in your head, you're going to spend the next week and a half or 2 weeks every day sitting there tweaking every single sequence. We know this because we deal with a significant number of people on the other side of it who are just getting started. They just started in October. They've got a tree and they've got a matrix and they've got this and they went crazy and they build it all and they have no idea how to make it all work. And then you sit there and say, well, all you have to do is watch this video. It's easy. And we want to make it to the point where how many times, Rob? How many times do you think that I mean?
No, I'm saying you're saying, oh, it's easy. Now it finally is. It's finally easy.
And,
that was the goal the whole time.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to 50 minutes. So please join the Zoom room. Go on Pixel Pro Displays and go under Learning. You'll find the Zoom room there and jump in, join us. If you have any questions, you want to beat us up on things that it should have, this is a perfect time. We have the ears of the EZRGB team, and hopefully, I'm sure they're probably out there listening to us right now, and they're probably hiding in the Zoom room too.
Yeah, they're probably hiding from us right now. Because,
but
oh gosh,
just come in, jump in, share your thoughts, tell us that you hate it, tell us that you love it, and again, please share some videos. That's all I have to say for tonight.
Hey guys, have a good evening. Join us in the Zoom room. Happy to have you in here. And there is going to be one more little announcement. We're all getting ready to do something that's going to kind of shake up a little bit of our Tuesday nights, but we want to prepare you for it. We're going to be switching from Zoom to Teams. And that's going to come sometime January, maybe late January, as we get kind of changed over in our format. So just a heads up, we wanted to kind of let everybody know that's going to be a thing that's going to happen. So with that, guys, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. It's always great to have you here. Rob and I really appreciate the number of people. I don't even know how many people have been on the server right now. So huge thank you to all. Please share your videos. Have a wonderful evening. Merry Christmas if we don't see you. And every week, again, every Tuesday night, we are here. Hope you join us. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care.